extra towels. I drip dry.
She drip dry.
Welcome to the Drip Dry Podcast, where we let it all hang out. I'm your girl, Jasmine Christine.
I'm Faith Marie.
And I am Maya Monet.
We are three best friends, women of color, and we are here to just share our journey of our amazing life in our 30s.
Amazing.
Is it?
So amazing.
Yes.
Life in our
So,
30s.
this is episode 2.
Yes.
Welcome.
Dos.
And every episode we do a drink of choice. So this time, this is Miss Maya Monet's drink of choice.
Mm-hmm.
What we drinking, girl?
We're drinking XXL, 16.5%.
This is the pineapple, tropical tart pineapple.
She is trying to get us on her
Pretty
ass.
titty, okay? There's no other way to be.
Yes, I'm not gonna lie. The peach version.
You like
That-
the peach better than the pineapple?
I don't know.
I
I think
do.
I like the pineapple better.
I do too. The
The-
pineapple's my favorite.
This is really good though.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Episode
Drip
number
Dry.
2.
Yes.
This is like
Ooh.
drink number. I lost count.
Sweet baby Jesus.
It's
She's been
been
at
a day.
All day long.
It's been a day.
I'm playing catch up.
I have no
She's a
baby.
heavy hitter, so it's gonna take her like 30 drinks to get in.
Just give me a
It's
whole bottle.
just-
Give me a straw.
Lord have
A straw.
mercy.
You heard that
Episode-
song? Give me one margarita. Give me two margaritas. I might give you.
That's-
That is
that's-
Maya in a song.
For sure.
Absolutely. What
Um,
about today?
episode 2, friendships. And
Friendships.
I
Mm.
swear, friendships these days, I feel like honestly, you know whether something's gonna work out
I was just
or
gonna
not.
say, either
Yeah.
you got them or you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like you know
Facts.
that one, there was a TikTok ad, and a couple people were like recreating it, but it was like, you know, when people say, "Oh, who are the 6 people that are gonna be carrying your casket
Mhm.
whenever you walk down?" And some people are like, "I've literally got one person, or I've got 2 people." I feel like I have 6 people that I know of that I'm like, okay, I have a good relationship with those people. I would say my longest running friendship is of almost 28 years, 27 years right now. She's my best friend Jessica.
Mhm.
Hey,
Um,
Jessica girl.
We've literally
Hey,
been friends
Jess.
since we were in diapers. When we met at the daycare that was up the street, and have been friends ever since. I mean, she doesn't live close to me now, but we still, you know, message each other on Facebook. We still call when she comes in town. We always try to catch lunch or something. But friendships like that there's not a lot of people that I know that are like, yes, I have a friendship that's over 20 years.
Yeah.
Most people's friendships are like between 10 and,
Yeah.
you know, at our age, like maybe 10 to 15. It's usually
Yeah.
somebody that you met in high school
Yeah.
that it continued on. What's your longest friendship? And I will say this, longest friendship that's not a family member. Because you know how a lot of
See,
like your
that's hard,
cousins
yeah.
and
My
like,
cousin is my
Yeah.
sister. Is
Yeah,
my
you know.
She
Yeah.
crazy,
but like
she
so,
fine.
so
She fine.
somebody that's not family that you met them
Mhm.
outside of your family, your 4
Yeah.
walls, your family reunion, that you're like,
Oh,
that became my
so
friend.
my longest friendship outside of family,
Mhm.
I would say, is the person we call Mel. Melanie
Mm.
McDaniel was my best friend
From
in
what?
elementary school.
Mhm.
In
Oh,
like the third grade, like the 3rd grade, I think we met in Miss Roughcore class, I want to say.
It's like the 3rd
And
grade is
ever
what,
since
like
Miss Roughcore
9
class,
years old?
yeah, we've been rocking.
8 or 9, depending on how old you are when you start.
A
So
friend
that's
that
what,
I've-
like 22 years?
Yeah.
Oh, I've not had a friend that long.
Stop.
That's not my family. Like my cousins have obviously been my best friends since for like that long. But I would
Mhm.
say like my very first best friend was Robin,
Mm-hmm.
senior year of high school. So like 11 years ago.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, 12 years ago. 12 years ago.
Yeah, we've been out of high school.
And again, it was because I liked her man.
there's a pattern
This
here.
is a
pattern.
playback
There's a
on the
pattern.
first episode. So if you're just now tuning in, you have not watched the
Need
first
to go
episode, you definitely need to go back to
Yeah.
episode 1
Rewind.
so you can understand why that statement is
I'm
so
a whore.
funny.
That's you are not. I think what you are
So-
willing to admit openly, there are so many girls. For every one time you openly admit that there are 20 girls that felt the
the point
exact
is,
same
this
way
is not
that
about
have
the
not.
boys. This is about the women that the boys just drew me to. Okay.
That, that was God's way
thought-
of drawing you in.
Yes,
Mm.
I thought this boy was really attractive. He was so funny, nice, talented, love it. And we were in a play together, and Robin was the what is it called? The stage manager of the play. And I was
can
like,
totally-
this girl
Robin.
is dating him? Seriously, that's his girlfriend?
can
What?
totally
And then
see
I
that.
completely fell in love with her. She's been my best friend ever since. So I didn't even care about him. I just wanted her. Like, she was my best friend. She lived with me for a little bit.
That was me with her.
That's
And it wasn't
Yeah.
because we were just together that much. And then she got tired of me sleeping with her in her bed. Because that's
Girl,
just
you
her.
got to
Just
go.
no. Jasmine's not a sharer. She's the I'll get you your own.
yeah. Yeah.
She,
You see, that's like a really good
You know
friend,
well.
though.
she's not a I'll
Yeah,
buy you
they're not gonna
one,
let you
but
be
you're not-
complacent. They're gonna
Yeah, no.
help you get to where you need to be. That is
Yeah,
a
no.
good friend. So yeah, that would be my first friend 12 years ago, and then you guys just followed. I feel like this is one thing I wanted to talk about, was that each one of my friends that I would consider my inner circle, my good friends, I probably have 6 of you guys, I think. You're each my friend for different reasons. And I
Really?
For
love
sure.
that. Yes, like
sure.
I need people to be in my life for specific reasons. Like, you guys give me something different
Mhm.
that adds to my life, because if you gave me the same thing that Jasmine gave me, I would
Why do
not.
I need double?
Why would I need both? Like, I
More love.
wouldn't value the friendship as much,
If it was
if you didn't give me something different than
Yeah.
Jasmine gave me, or
it's
whatever.
the how do you say it? Je ne sais quoi.
Je ne sais quoi.
It's the je ne sais quoi.
Individuality.
Individuality.
Yes,
That's
Right.
what
individuality. Yes,
it's the spirit.
But yeah, you
Yes.
call your
Draws
friends
you
for
in.
different
Things and
situations.
scenarios.
Yes.
Like if I know I need to go and like
Blow
cut
some
somebody's
shit up,
tires,
call
I'm
me.
calling her.
Yeah.
Calling Maya.
Maya. Yes.
1,000%.
Do me a favor.
Yes.
Grab a bottle of this on your way to pick me up, and we going to do it.
Like literally. Like
We're going to do
no,
it.
no doubt about it.
Yes.
And we're not leaving any evidence.
Calling Faith if I need someone to like, let's go do something crazy but not get arrested. Like
Yeah.
we're gonna
I
we're
would be
gonna
down with
tip
the
on the
arrest.
edge as much as we can.
We're gonna dance something.
We're gonna dance.
That's I'm calling her for that. Be like, it the best thing for me is like, on TikTok when people are like texting their friend and they say, I need you to come, I need your help, but I need you to be in a disguise, and then you see them
Yes.
running in like an Olaf disguise or like that's Faith for me.
Classic.
Tell
That's
my mom I was at your
absolutely
house
Faith.
last night.
That's absolutely you. If I was like, I need you to wear a disguise, but I need you to roll with me, she's
Yeah.
like
I can totally see
1,000%.
her running
I
down the
got
street and
you.
like,
Oh, 1,000%.
Reptar. Like that would be.
That is
I'd be like,
1,000.
yes, bitch.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
I'm here
absolutely
for it.
Faith.
See, but I feel like I would call you to talk about like dreams, social media, anything that's
Mhm.
like, what is it called?
Like aspirational vision boardish, like
yes,
future, like.
but also
anything.
like anything pop culture. I would call Jasmine
Yeah,
about. Although there's a
I
lot
don't
of
know.
movies and artists you don't know about. That's another story for another time.
That episode will happen.
I call you about that, but Maya, I would call you to talk shit about men.
Yeah,
And
all
like,
day long. But all they asses
When
on
I
the
hate
boat.
my husband that day, that
And
is who
ship
I
him
call.
out.
I call Maya. I'm like, I need you to relate to me and that I'm not crazy, and my husband is just psychotic.
It's them. We can't live without them. We can't live without them.
I'm dead. Get this woman.
Baby, I love you. I love you. If you see
Love
this
you
episode,
so much.
you my world, okay?
I'm dying.
only
I'm
you.
not.
Let me
Literally.
just
Slide it off.
slide that away.
word.
Slide
real
it
quick.
off. Yeah, I love that though. I feel like it's so needed in
Yes.
each friendship that you're like, okay, I know this is the person that I
Yeah.
would call to do this. I know this is the person I would call to do that.
Yeah.
Because, you know, whenever you get to that point in your life where you're like, I want to do X, Y, and Z.
Mhm.
And then you're like, okay, but who do I call that's going to be that person that like pushes me?
Yeah.
I feel like everybody needs that push
Yeah.
person. I feel like everybody needs that person that's like, whenever you're in your thoughts, in your mind, and you're like, okay, no, I can't do this, or I'm depressed, or I'm, you know, I feel like, woe is me.
Mhm.
You need that person that's like, no, you are everything.
Yeah.
You got this.
Yeah.
You keep pushing. And sometimes all of your group of friends can be that at different times. Like, I remember this was what, 2020, and it was like the year that COVID happened, and I remember we couldn't get together, and that like made us so sad, and we were like, maybe we could do like the thing that everybody else is doing. Let's get in the car and we'll, sit on our trunks, and we'll try to be catty corner.
Yeah.
And
I was
and
not fucking with it.
then no, she
Under
was
any
not
circumstance,
with
you were
it at
not.
all.
You were not.
She
I'm
was like,
saying.
I'm not
I was
going
still
out my
testing
house.
meds, trying to wean myself off this asthma machine,
It
and
was
I was not.
horrible. But I remember, to me, that year was like a big test of our friendship.
Yeah, because I knew y'all was gonna vote me off the island. I was like,
Not you off the island.
I was like, I know I'm getting voted off. It's okay.
So silly.
I'm gonna get them back once this pandemic over. But no.
Because I feel like I'm at a lot of times I want to spend quality time with you guys. So I'm like, let's go to dinner. I'll just come over and watch a movie, or
Yeah.
just want to sit with you. So COVID was hard for me. And then of course 2020, I lost my grandma. I lost 4 other people that year. COVID just like ruined a lot of things. 2020, I don't want to get
It was a
super
bad year
deep,
for
but
everybody.
2020 is the year that I almost committed suicide. I got put into a hospital and all of that stuff. But that year, even though I went through all that stuff, you guys picked me up at different points in our friendship, and I love that so much. And that was one of the things that like really made me think about, like, I've got 2 different set of friends, but they pick me up in different ways.
Yeah.
I remember you brought me it was a basket of like food and drinks and snacks, and she was like, I know you're feeling really down, but I brought you this. She set it on the porch because she didn't want to come inside because it was still COVID time and everything. And so like she set it on my porch, and I was like, that's my friend that's like, you need something, I will drop everything this second and go get it and bring it to you
Absolutely.
wherever you are. And then this one was like always calling me. I remember when I was in the hospital for like, having suicidal thoughts and everything else, and she was like constantly like, you need to call me. What's going on? How are you feeling? She's like, I'll come up there right now. And I'm like, you can't come up here because it's COVID. They're not letting anybody in here. But she was like, call me when you wake up the next morning, or like, let me know how you're feeling. So she was very like there vocally, even though COVID, she was like, I'm not trying to see you, but I want to see you, but I'm at least talk to you on the phone.
That was maybe one of the only times where I was like, I need to leave this house. We were door dashing everything, and we would not leave the house. Like, if it was like in that moment, I was like, okay, baby, you got to leave the house then. Shit.
Yeah.
Like, you don't
Break
have to
the rules.
Yeah, you gonna have to. Hey, if you die, you die.
Break the rules.
It's all right.
Yeah.
That was the time where I was like, okay, whatever I have to do, whatever she needs me to do.
Yeah.
It's the least I can do to pay her back for the wonderful friendship. Our entire friendship, I feel this way. You may not feel this way. I feel like it has been you constantly picking me up.
No.
And I don't just mean that in one way. There are multifacetedly. If I need, when we were younger, my mom worked 2 jobs. She had 2 kids. So she didn't have it like that. So I'm like, I can't go, y'all. I don't have it. Just come on. Like nobody asked you all that. Just come on.
Period.
Or me sitting in the corner crying, or in the bathroom at Sephora while we're at work, crying on the floor in the bathroom. Her coming in the bathroom, picking me up off the floor, pushing me against the wall, telling me, we're going to get through this shift. You're going to be fine. Yeah. You're tired. I'm tired. We're tired. Let's do it. That has been, it's the least I could do. Do you remember?
I totally remember that day. I remember that day like it was yesterday.
My little tunic was
one
all
of my
dusty.
favorite managers was there, and I was like, Patricia,
baby, let's talk
give
about
me a
Patty
moment.
P.
Let me go to the bathroom and let me talk to her for just a moment. That was actually my first job, though, that I actually worked with one of my friends. I've never had another job where I worked with somebody that was my friend. You know how, like, when you at a job and people that you end up getting to know, they become your friends. But, like, this was the first job that I was like, no, like, I'm trying to get my friend hired. Like,
and
she
then
should work here.
Faith was coming. I was like, what's coming?
I was so close. I got hired. I just didn't. I was like, nah. But no, I wanted to say that, like, we have friends that we need, that help us, that help our lives, that show us more about ourselves. But then we have friendships where we help them. Like, we're more of their friend than they are to us. But we know that we need to keep that relationship because they need that to not survive. That sounds extreme, but like,
no, I know what you mean.
They need us more than we need them.
You feel like I'm trying to tread real light here. You feel like the friendship is more beneficial for them
than
it is for you.
Yes, and I still consider that a friendship because just me and myself, like, I love helping people, and if it's enough for them for me to just listen to them, vent or whatever it is, then I'm okay with it.
If you ever need a listening ear, do not call me. My ADD, baby, we're going to talk about me probably when we talk about you in that conversation, but I'm going to be there wholeheartedly in my head. In my head, I'm trying to have a one-track conversation. My brain is not allowing me to do it. I promise you. It's not because I don't love you. It's because my brain just don't.
That's big
It's
facts.
like, no, we're going to forget. Say it now. Like, and then I'm like, don't say out loud. Hold it and just think it until they finish their thought. Like, let them talk. I'm working on myself, y'all, in my 30s, so cheers to being better.
See, I think you're a great friend. I think that you do put out for us that we need you to. You know, like, if we need advice from you.
If you weren't, you wouldn't be here.
Okay,
right.
That's on period.
Yeah, like, I would not consider you a friend that just takes and doesn't give.
2 fingers to the moon.
That's what I always I think that's one of my biggest fears in all of my friendships and just relationships is just, I don't want to be a anchor or a burden for someone. Like, I want to be able to add something to everybody. Like, no matter what your position or your role is in my life, I want to be able to be an addition to something. Let the church say amen.
Amen.
I'll cheers to that.
Let the church say amen.
When I tell you this girl can throw a drink down, she can throw a drink down.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so I have a question.
Okay.
When do
I saw it when it popped in your head.
Thank you so much.
You did?
Yeah, you're like, you did what I tried to do in my head. You did that. And she was like,
you're like, yeah. Hold it. So, when do you, if you have a friend that you're like, okay, I know this friendship is not either going where I want it to go, it's not the friendship that I want it to be. When do you
make that break?
Make the break? When do you say what you're going to say? When do you feel like, I've got to cut this off?
after you voiced and your concerns and voiced how you felt in the most genuine way from the bottom of your heart that you could multiple times, and you still feel like you weren't being heard. At that point, at that moment, I love you still, but I have to love you from a distance. I can't.
So your
love
cutoff
you.
is once I'm not being heard, I gotta go.
Yeah,
But it sounds like that will be a cutoff for you. You're like, I've voiced
I
my
would just
opinion.
slowly
I'm telling you
back
what
away.
it is.
Like I would just.
But is that like your end all be all? Like I've done everything I could now, and at this point, I'm not being heard, so I gotta go.
I can't say yes and I can't say no, because the only people who who are no longer in my life and are not friends, or I consider them not friends, are people where we fell out. But if this relationship or this interaction, energetically, the energy is not serving me, I have to just step away for a second. That doesn't mean that I can't come back or we won't come back. It just means I have to give you time to figure out whatever it is you need to figure out.
Do you have a cutoff?
So mine is, my mom always taught me that you need to see somebody for their personality. You need to see somebody as who they are. So even when you get offended by something that they say or something that they do, you need to see the person for who they are. Did they really mean it that way to hurt you, or is that genuinely just their personality and how they were raised? There's a difference.
That plays a part in it.
So
for sure.
it helped me not get offended as easily, because I'm like, oh, you said that or did that because I can tell, like, that's just
There's
how you were
something in
raised. You
you.
don't know different. And not that that's an excuse for their behavior at all. I will still get upset, and I am not afraid to, like, depending on the person, of course, like, I'm not afraid to show you or tell you, like, hey, that was not cool. But then there's a time when you do that where you're like, there's plenty of people in their life that have told them, you shouldn't be acting like that.
Your
Like,
grace
you're
meter-
grown.
Your grace meter ain't that wide.
Right.
It's like, okay.
But
now,
I was
you
raised
cutting
to
it
just
close.
have a lot of grace.
Yes,
So
you
if
have
that
way
is
more
somebody-
than the average person.
I think so too, because of the way that I was raised. And there's a lot of
Yes.
times where I don't want to. And my mom was like, you have to. Like, I've gone to my mom so many times, like, I hate this person. Like, I do not want to be around them. And she's like, but listen, look at it from their perspective. And I didn't want to. I was like, I don't care. Like, why are they treating me like this? Why are they talking like this? Why are they treating so-and-so like this? I don't understand. And she would just give me another perspective. And I love that about my mom.
Your mom does do that.
I feel like if that is just because that is their personality and how they grew up, and I just don't align with that, I will respect them, but I won't purposefully speak to them or be around
Seek
them.
them out. You're not going to seek them out.
Yes,
Yeah.
so we would slowly drift apart for that reason.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say that I have, like, defriended anybody.
Oh, really?
No, like, not in like a blunt way like that.
Like, hey, we
I'm
can't
just
be
not
friends
gonna.
anymore.
Yeah, no, because also I don't like confrontation. So, like, if you do me dirty,
hates confrontation.
I hate
Everyone.
it. I
Like,
really
absolutely
do.
hates it.
Cost, circumstances.
I do, and, like, it depends on how close I am. Like, obviously, I'm really close with you guys. So if you guys really hurt my feelings, I'll be like, hey,
Just
Jill,
tell. Yeah.
hey, that thing you did, that kind of hurt me a little bit. Just a little bit. Not a lot of bit, but just a little bit. But there's some people, because of the way that they were raised, they will immediately get offended. And they won't
That's
receive.
because they haven't been raised.
Well, probably.
It's just a bunch of hurt people hurting people.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord,
But,
not
like,
hurt
because they
people.
can't receive that they
Unable
may
to.
have done something wrong or, like, even hurt my feelings, because I strongly believe that no matter what you did, whether you think it's right or not, if you hurt that person's feeling, you should apologize.
Yeah.
In my opinion, whether you think you did it right or wrong, like, you can say, I'm
Absolutely.
sorry that I made you feel that way. I didn't intentionally mean to do that. This is what I meant. I would appreciate that more than you just saying, oh, but that was not, you know me, like, I was just saying blah 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 blah. No, that's not the point. Is
still
you
hurt
hurt
that
my
person's
feelings
feelings.
regardless. And I know a lot of people don't think like that. So I'm not going to come at you and tell you, hey, you hurt my feelings because of this, if I know you will not receive it. And of course, there's those times where it's like, how do you know that they won't receive it? And you don't. But if I have been there before and done this with you before, and I know you didn't receive it, I'm not going to try again. And I feel like that would be more so of a blunt cutoff from me. I'm not saying like I'm perfect either. Like there's a lot of times where I don't think I ever do anything wrong. And I'm like, I don't understand. I'm so nice to you. I do whatever you want, blah, blah, blah. Like, how did what I say just offend you? Like, I'm so confused. But I need to like step back and be like, oh, well, regardless, I hurt you. Like with me and my husband, when we get into arguments, I'm like, I need to chill out and be like, okay, you took it that way. I didn't mean it that way. And then I explained myself. It's not an excuse.
Okay.
But this is why I did that. I know I'm bringing relationships up into it now.
I was getting ready to jump into just in relationships as a whole, like you were talking about, like knowing that that person isn't going to receive what you said or how you said it or delivery, no matter how you deliver it, that they were somehow in the wrong. At one point, do you say, and this is all in the lines of cutting people out of your life, when do you learn to say, okay, that's just you and your...
Then that's when you have to make the decision, like, can I take this or am I just going to keep going?
I just feel like somebody keeps repeating the same thing over and over. Like they're showing you who they are. You need to believe them.
Okay, Maya Angelou said, when someone shows you who they are.
But it's so true though. Like when, so
but
you're telling somebody over and over again. But let's say for instance, if you have a friend and maybe you've already told them, hey, when you text me and you say X, Y, and Z, it seems rude to me and it comes off that way. That's how it feels to me. But you say, oh, I wasn't trying to be malicious about it. I was just, that's just how I talk. But if I've told you that now, so you know how that makes me feel. A month later, you do it again. Hey, just bring it up again because like when you say stuff like that, it really bothers me and it doesn't seem like you're trying to fix that. Now, if you tell me again, like, okay, I'm going to work on that. And then a month later it happens again, to me, you just don't give a shit now.
No, I agree with that.
So I'm not going to keep, because I've now told you twice. It's almost the same way to me, like when you tell your kids that, when you're like, hey, I've sat down with you twice. I'm tired of you leaving your shoes on the floor. Every time you do that, to me, you don't care about the things that I'm giving you. You just want to throw them around. Or it's like a rule, like, don't do this. We don't do this in our house. You keep doing that every time. To me, you don't give a shit what I'm talking about.
But it takes, look, Oprah Winfrey said it takes 6 months for somebody to change a behavior that they've been doing their whole life.
So let me ask you this. Are you going to let somebody do something to you 6 times?
No, baby, I'm telling you, I'd have been gone by now.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Like you can't break up from your kid.
You can't, but then that's where I feel like the heavier discipline comes in. Like, okay, no TV.
Yes, you can discipline your kid, but like when it comes to your husband, like my husband,
no sex.
That's when like
there you go.
Chastity belt.
And that's on period.
I don't want to say get over it. You can't get over it. It's
you have to pick your battles. Choose
you have
your battles.
to pick your battles.
Yes. Depends on how serious it is to you.
Yes, and you have to come to a what's the word I'm thinking of? Like you need to compromise.
There you go.
Jesus.
It was up there.
Thank you, Lord.
It was
not
up
to see
there.
why I was going.
It was up there.
Compromise is what needs to happen, because I feel like in any marriage you get to that point where like you're going to continue to do this when I'm telling you I don't like it, but you're still doing it. There has to be a compromise, and then you have that conversation. It just has to happen. But when it comes to friendships,
do you treat them the same or do you treat them different?
Y'all don't have to compromise with me. Like I can choose to just drop you if I wanted to.
You can always drop your friendships, but I also feel like if you value that person, like I value the friendships that are at this table. Yes. And so and I don't feel like our friendship has that problem in a sense
No,
of
I don't
like
think it does.
whenever
either.
we say something to each other, it's very like, hey, this bothered me. And in a sense, I feel like the longer you have your friendships, you know, if I do this,
Yeah,
this is going to
triggers.
bother her.
Yeah.
If I
You
do
learn
this,
your friends.
this is going to piss her off. So you're like, okay, I'm not going to do that shit.
Yeah.
So
well, we've been friends for so long that we're past that point.
right.
Now,
So to us,
too.
it's kind of like we either don't do it because
yeah.
we know that that's going to bother the other person, or we know even if we did it by accident,
I'm so sorry.
we're like, ooh, I know I just pissed you off by doing that. Please forgive me. I love you so much. So, like for instance, Maya knows. That's why she started laughing. That's exactly why she started laughing. Maya knows when she is not on time for something. And the funny thing is, a lot of times, if you know me, I'm not somebody who's like always like super, super punctual.
Yeah.
But to me, it's difference between like, okay, I'm like 5-10 minutes late.
I knew where this
This
shit was going.
bitch will be
I knew
2
where the
fucking
shit
hours
was
late.
going.
She'll be 2 hours late. And she be like, it's better that I showed up than not showed up at all. You know what?
No, I don't.
Look, I be like, you know what?
lying.
Sometimes you might as well just stay your ass at home.
She's lying. I will say
What? What are you
that,
saying?
that I showed up and I was ready, because if I wasn't, I was gonna ruin everybody's time. It was
This
not
the
gonna
thing,
be a good time.
sometimes she'll show up and she won't be ready, y'all.
She did.
But it's okay. I love you though. I love
This
the hell
morning
out
she
of
got here
you.
with no makeup on.
I love the hell out of
Y'all better
you.
be, I don't get out the bed till 1:00 p.m.
God bless you.
Yeah.
God bless
on a
you.
Sunday.
But the thing is, I will say, like, whenever you are late,
Yeah.
she's very like, I know y'all are mad at me.
I know.
I
Like,
know
you
y'all are mad at me.
When I
But-
pull up,
but
I
I
get in the car
love
like,
you.
okay, Jesus, please just.
Or she'll come bearing gifts. She'll be like, I know I'm late, but I brought wine. Or I know I'm late, but I got you some candy. I brought some food. You know what I'm saying? So she's very like, she knows that that's like, I don't want to say a trigger for me, but she knows that that's something that's like, ooh, I can't stand that.
Yeah.
But she's like, I know this about you. So I'm going to come bearing gifts. I'm going to come to lighten the mood, do something.
I don't know. Like, as much as we get upset about it, we prepare for it because we
Yeah.
know that. You know what I
For
mean? Like,
facts.
not
We'll
that
tell
we're
her the wrong time, y'all.
I appreciate it.
We do.
I
We tell
encourage
her, yeah,
Yeah,
at least
we
an
need you
hour
to be here at
before
10.
it happens.
We know we're not going to start till 12.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
facts.
perfect.
Big facts.
Don't tell me that time, though.
Oh, no, not at
Tell
all.
me.
Like, no, we
No,
need
we
you to
tell
be
you
here
10.
at 10.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to start at
9:30.
10.
9:30. That's what they told me last night. Ask what time I. Never mind. We're not gonna talk about it. We're gonna take that off the
Okay.
table.
Like, I could deal with my friend being late.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't be.
Because there's
You're a late friend, Maya. You are.
I don't be 5 minutes late.
that's
20
me.
minutes late.
I'm the 5-minute late friend.
I be an hour
I'm like
and a
10
half.
minutes late.
Yeah.
I'm an hour and a half late. Like they been kicking it. Everybody probably drunk when I already kicked it. But I'm gonna stay just as long as it take
Yeah.
me to get there. I'm gonna be
And
the
then we
last
have-
one to leave.
Then we have people like Rachel who has to
Early.
be
Oh my
literally
God.
early,
Early.
or she will
Rachel is not
actually
playing-
die.
She
Love
don't
you,
do
Rachel.
bullshit.
Love you so much.
Mhm.
With
Love
all our
you
hearts.
so much. She has to be at least 5
With
to 10
all our
minutes
hearts.
early.
You know?
I don't enjoy being late, but
I don't
I don't think
yeah.
anybody enjoys being late unless it's
No.
somewhere that you don't want to
You
be.
know, some
and
some
then-
people purposely show up late so that they can be the center of attention.
I was like
Yeah,
that for
unless like if
dances.
you want to
All
be like
of my
a
school
party,
dances,
a dance, something that you're like, I
arrive late
want the
for
attention on me.
everything.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm ever like intentionally like I know I don't want to be there on time, so I'm not gonna. I think it usually happens because I'm like, you know, couldn't get my makeup done, or I gotta do
You got
5 other
the
things that I
time.
forgot, but
She's sleepy.
never like.
Yeah, I was coming for you.
Oh,
I was coming down your street.
I'm dying.
Tilta.
Anyway, we are. Thank you. So,
She trying to do that
A
bougie
long
pour.
pull.
That's that
the
bougie
ASMR.
pour. That reminds me of that time you was trying to pour that alcohol in my glass. And she was like, you gotta be quicker than that.
And then she was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I was like, sorry.
That was a good time.
It was. We turned Mia's brother
So-
shower out.
Yes.
Cheers to cheers to friendships.
Yes. Cheers to friendships.
Cheers to friendship.
Yes, long-term
Yes.
friendships. Because let me tell you,
Mm.
you need to choose your friends wisely. Okay, this is not when you get older, like we are in our 30s.
Because I'm old.
In your
We're not
20s,
young,
you're
we're
trying to
young.
figure it out,
not.
and I get that.
It's okay.
And sometimes you have friendships from like when you're really, really young and you grow up with that person, or you're just now making friendships. Like, choose your friends wisely. And I started learning that, I would say, like, my late 20s. Like, when I was, like, 26 to 30 is when I was like, I should be more intentional of my friendships, because
With the people
your
you
friends
surround
represent
yourself
who you
with.
are. When people see your friends, they see who
They
you
see
are.
you.
Yes.
That's
I
very
might be
true.
out here shaking that. I'm just playing.
Oh my God.
You want friends that you can be your whole self with, not just a little bit. Like, I hated having friends that I'm like, I can only talk to them about this one thing, or I can only like be a certain way around them, and then I'll be my real self when they leave. Like, I want friends that I can be my real self
Let
with.
it all hang loose.
Exactly, let it all
Mhm.
hang
If you wanna
out,
walk around the house
baby.
no
Look at
girl,
that.
baby, that's your prerogative.
Yes.
That's your. I'm in your home. Who am I to judge?
Yes.
And
And we be
that's-
having conversations about things that normal people don't be having conversations
That's
about.
how you know if they're a real friend or
Nothing-
not.
That's a
nothing's
real
off limits.
friend.
This was a great episode. I like
Yes.
this episode a lot.
Oh, it's
Yes.
'Cause
2 episodes.
Let us
I've
know
got-
if you want us to talk more about friendship. I feel like we would have so much
a
more to
lot of
say.
There's a
course.
deep.
There's so
Deep
much
dive.
more
We're
to
just
say.
scratching
We're
the
just
surface.
right on the surface.
Yes.
Leave a
I am
comment,
excited for
leave-
the next one.
Like, comment, and subscribe. Okay?
Yes.
Period.
And if you have anything else we should talk about or that you can relate to, please let us know
Yes.
and leave it below.
Yes. We'll see
Yeah,
you
let
guys
us
in the
know
next
and leave a
episode.
episode.
Socials are on the screen.
Yes. In the
Follow,
description. Yes.
And we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.